All right, my friends. Hello, everybody. Oh, yeah. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Yay, I'm no longer sideways. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hello, my friends. Happy, what is it? Is it Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. Oh, man. Okay. Now you can see me. Uh, uh, what's the MBS festival? What is that? Hello, everybody. Hi, friends. Oh, my goodness. It's been a while. I've missed you all. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah. You guys ready for a live? If this is your first time, oh, sweet. How does it get any better than that? Is that a good thing? So, if this is your first time, hello, Shruti. Hello, everybody. Hello, Helen. So if this is your first time joining, we're going to talk about a topic. Tonight's topic, choosing for you. Hello, sweetness. I can't really see your guys' names. Ready? I'm going to do that. Hello. Yay, starting your day with me. That's awesome. You're obviously on the other side of the world, which I love. Okay, cool. So, yeah, if this is your first time, please feel free to share it with anyone you know. We are going to dive in. You can ask me any question you want, but I'm going to talk. And what am I talking about? I'm going to talk about choosing for you. So recently, I have been looking at a lot of choices that, hello, sweet Heather, hello, all my friends, welcome, welcome. So I've been looking at a lot of choices in my life that sort of are this energy of choosing for me, but it doesn't make sense to anyone else. And so, hello, sweet beings. And so how many of you, when you go to make a choice in your life, when you go to look at something you want to choose, you're wondering how other people are going to respond to your choice? Anyone ever have that conundrum, right? And so, hello, sweet Roy, hello. So here's the thing, is choosing for you doesn't need to make sense to anyone else in your life. To anybody, right? And so a lot of times when you're actually choosing for you, and quote unquote, this reality would call it selfish. Hello, sweet Carrie from Canada. I'll be in Toronto this coming weekend. I was in Edmonton last weekend. I'll be in Rome next weekend and Paris. So lots of really cool stuff coming up. And so here's the deal, is when you are choosing for you and when you commit to saying yes to you and saying no to all the things that aren't in alignment with where you want to go, it's not going to make sense to anybody. It's not going to make sense sometimes to you, but there's an energy of like, I got to choose. So recently I've made a whole lot of choices that might not make sense to anyone else. And what's happening is that my body's getting happier, and there are these energies where the future that I know is possible is getting closer to coming to fruition. And so, question for all of you awesome people, what comes up for you when you look at the energy of choosing for you? Do you think it's selfish? Do you think it's inappropriate? Now, I'm a mom, right? I'm a single parent. I run a company. I travel around the world. And so there's a lot of people and energies that I am constantly looking at taking into consideration. And so how many of you go, Oh, Kirsty says it's impossible to choose for me. Leslie says guilt. Oh my goodness, you guys are really cute. What else, my friends? Do you notice that choose? So question with the energy of guilt and impossible, would you make a bigger impact on the planet if you were choosing for you? Okay. When you choose for everyone else, what kind of impact on the planet does that make? Now, we're taught that in order to make change in the world, we're supposed to choose and contribute and help everybody around us. Kirsty says yes, right? Well, how much energy do you have left at the end of the day if you're choosing for everybody but you? Any energy left to build your dreams, to change the future, right? Wow, cool. So Shruti says, when I choose for me, I was blamed and accused and abused. Yeah, well, that's the way that people will stop you. Okay, you guys are going fast for me, so no, absolutely none. Right, there's no energy left for you at the end of the day if you're choosing for everybody else. And so Shruti's saying, when I chose for me, I was blamed and accused and abused. Wow, cool. Roy says, I've made a major change, as you know, and it feels so good. Amen. And so often we sit there and we worry about what other people will think about our choices. And the truth is, people are always going to have an opinion about our choices, right? The only opinion that matters is yours, okay? The only opinion that matters is yours, because when you don't choose for you, how much does that? Yeah, right. Shruti says, wow, the only opinion that matters is yours, because how much energy does it drain you of when you don't choose for you? Right. Carrie says, I moved across the country for me and my body loves it. So my friends, there's so much more to this conversation, because look at how much we've been taught or learned or what's the word? Entrained. We've been entrained. Right. Leslie says it's a huge drain, big drain. We've been entrained not to be selfish. We've been entrained not to choose for ourselves. Right. I mean, the first thing in an airplane, what do they say? Please put on your own mask in case of emergency, and then help those around you, right? So Kirsty says, I feel like give, and there's no contribution back. Apparently, I chose the right topic for all of you people who are live in this moment. So what currently have you not, what's a choice that you could currently choose for you that you've been refusing to choose? You don't have to answer it out loud if you don't want to. If you want to, you can, right? But what's a choice right now that you could currently choose for you? Okay, so I'm going to give a little example, my personal life. We'll put it on the chopping block. So as you guys know, I have an almost 6-year-old who is just cuter than pumpkin pie, but of course I'm biased. And you know, a couple of years ago when I started traveling the world and doing these live events all over the world, so No Judgment Diet live events, they're taking on an energy of their own. And there's this amazing synergy that's happening in these live events, right? Fee actually just signed up for the online No Judgment Diet program, and she's saying it's a lifesaver. Liam says, thank you. Oh, I adore you, my friend. I'm coming to India, you guys. March of next year, India. Cannot wait to do these live events with you. So these live events are taking on an energy of their own, and they're so amazing, right? I'll be in Paris in September 20th through the 24th. I'll be in Sydney, Australia, October 4th through the 8th. And so, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, Roy. Love it. I adore you. Go, baby. So these live events are about not judging you in any area of your life, not judging your choices, and really starting to be curious about what would you like to create as your financial future? What would you like to create as your body? What would you like to create as your sex life and your relational life, right? Right. Kirsty says, I don't know how to choose just for me. Oh my goodness. Well, starting to be curious about what choosing for you looks like is a great place to start. So start asking questions as if you were on a first date with you. Start asking yourself questions about what do you like? What do you like to do? What's fun for you? What would you do all day long, right? So start really being curious about what that energy is choosing for you. So I've been looking at all these live events, and normally I go to a live event across the world. And last summer I did 2 weeks in Rome with my son, and then I flew home from Europe for 2 days, and I turned back on a plane and I went back to London for 2 more weeks. Well, this year I'm doing, Toronto, Paris, Rome, Paris, and then a little bit of Europe, and I'm going straight to Sydney. So I'm going to be out of my house, away from my son for 3 weeks. And at first it's like, oh, what are other people going to think? Oh my goodness, I can't do that. Oh, that's terrible. But to look at it, I would be flying home from Europe for 2 days and then getting back on a plane and flying on the other side of the world to Australia. And so when I looked at it energetically, one of my dreams has always been to pack a suitcase and go anywhere and everywhere in the world for anywhere from 1 month to an entire year. That's been one of my dreams. And so I'm going for almost, I say 3 weeks, but it's almost 3.5 weeks. And there is an energy there of like, I feel like a little kid in a candy store because I'm actually choosing for me. Now, after the live events in Paris, I don't know where I'm going to go. I have literally my suitcase and me, and that's it. And I'm going to see where the world takes you. Yeah. So Amanda says, do it. No guilt. I spent summers with my grandparents for 10 years while my parents had fun. No regrets, right? And you have some really cool parents, right? So Shruti says, I love that too and can have that with ease. So when I knew I was going to be gone for 3.5 weeks, I told my son, hey, I know that you would prefer I come home, but mommy's got to go do this thing. And we have this thing when I travel the world, I say, well, if you ever get sad, right? If you ever have a day where you miss your mom and you want to give her a hug, guess where she is? And he always says, right here, mommy. I'm right here. And I say, that's right. And so whenever you get sad, where can you go? He goes, right here, mommy. Right? And I say to him, and you can FaceTime me anytime you want. And so my friends, what if there is a world out there that would gift you an incredible amount of energy if you were willing to choose for you? Right? Zah says, oh, that is so cute. Well, those of you that know my son, he is quite cute. And when he's a little bit older, I'll probably be doing telecalls with him at some point because the things that comes out of his mouth are quite astounding as an almost 6-year-old. So what, if you start choosing for you, how much would you empower those around you to start choosing for them? Right? So I'll ask that again. If you started choosing for you, how much would you empower those around you to start choosing for themselves? I think I said that backwards. So I'll say it one more time. If you started choosing for you, how much would you empower those around you to choose for themselves? So check this out. How many of you would like to make a choice that you've decided is a selfish choice or would hurt other people? How many of you have decided that you'd like to make a choice and you've decided that that choice is either selfish or going to hurt other people? Okay. Right. Leslie says, how do you choose for you without judging? Well, hence the no judgment diet. Great question. Were you ever allowed to choose for you? So if you guys were never allowed to choose for you, guess what? You'll judge you. You'll decide it's wrong. You'll hide everywhere you're choosing for you. Like I remember I used to go shopping for clothes long time ago. Right, Leslie says never. I used to go shopping for clothes long time ago. And actually once in a while this still happens, and I'll go shopping and it's like, I'm like, oh, I'm going shopping for me. I'm buying really like fun clothes that my body loves. And then I'll start feeling guilty for spending money. And I'm like, wait a second. This is an honoring of me. This is contributing to my future when my body's happy and when I'm facilitating classes in clothes that make me feel good. Guess what? Everybody else starts to go, ooh, I want some of that energy in my body. Ooh, I want to go shopping for clothes that light my body up. Ooh, I want to change certain things that I'm choosing. Right? And so what are the people that you've decided you'll hurt, right? So Robin says, OMG realization. Thank you. You're so welcome. So are the people that you've decided you'll hurt, how much are they not choosing for them because they're afraid of hurting you? Are there choices that the people in your life would like to? So if this conversation is contributing to you and there's someone in your world that you know is suffering from judging themselves or feeling guilty for their choices or hiding their choices or they're suffering in their body, please feel free to share this on your wall and invite them to come join the conversation, right? Because here's the deal, my friends, is the more that we gather together and choose for ourselves, the more awareness you have, right? Today's 9/11. We will all probably never forget this day. I know exactly what I was doing when it happened. And it's kind of a wild story. So and the reason why I'm bringing 9/11 in is when you judge you, when you have a judgment that you're not choosing right, or, ooh, what are other people going to think of you? Or, oh, that's probably not going to create more. Those thoughts keep you from being aware of the energies that will create your future, right? Yeah, Haley says, yep, me too. Now, Haley lives in New York City, right? And I mean, I was getting ready. I was selling real estate at the time. I freaking remember, and I bet most of you remember that, right? So let's see. Hello. I'm trying to read more of what you're saying, but it's not letting me read more. Kirsty, your thing is not letting me read more of what it is. It's only letting me smiley face you. So all I got was that you were born to an alcoholic mother who you looked after, and you've been a parent since 16. Right. So choosing for you is probably not a part of your reality. So you may want to have a date with you, right? You may want to have a date with you and, woo, hello, Melanie. Welcome, my friends in Australia. So you may want to have a date with you and start getting curious about what would be fun for you. Because the reality is, my friends, if you've had a hard life, yeah, that doesn't have to be your story going into the future. The reason why we can't get out of our programming or out of our patterning or out of something is because we've decided that the story that we're telling ourselves about our past, about being a victim, has control over our future. Well, it only has control over your future if you continue to tell yourself that story. I'm not saying shit doesn't happen. We all have had really hard stories. We all have had. I was raised by an alcoholic dad, right? And I raised my 3 siblings since I was 11. But who cares, right? Right. Ooh, I promised my kids they would never have to do anything for me. I also collect, gosh, it's not letting me read the rest. Okay, cool. So I also collect, so I need the rest of that message. But, I also collect needy people. Right. So It's just a story, my friend. And you know what? Today's the day that if you decide you want to change it, you can change it, right? And so one of the things that I got along my journeys from a friend of mine gave me this little tidbit that said, your story doesn't have to control you. And one of the ways that you can change it is to say, up until now. Right? And that delineates that that's the past and now's the future. And so the reality is that today is a day that you can create a new story, right? And how do you do that? You have to be willing to know that you can create a new story. But if you think that the only way to create a new story is to tell the story about being a victim or to regurgitate the story of your past, thinking that there must be something in there, right? Cool. Karen says, so thankful and grateful for changing my life. Amen. Right. Up until now is so empowering, right? So what you do is you go, okay, cool. That's my old story. Well, you know what? Today's the day that story doesn't get to control me anymore. I was running a story last week about my body and feeling out of control about food. I'm the founder of the No Judgment Diet, right? That has to do with judging yourself when it comes to bodies and food and business and money and sex and parenting and whatever your sexual preference is, right? No Judgment Diet is about not judging you in every area of your life. And so when you don't judge you, there is no right. There is no wrong. There's just choice to create your future. I'm going to say that again. So when you're not judging you, there is no right. There is no wrong. There's only choice to create your future. And here's the thing, my friends. You will choose and you will fall down. And guess what? You'll get back up. And you will choose and you will fall down. And guess what? You'll get back up. And you will choose and you'll fall down. And guess what? You'll get back up. Right? Most successful people, they don't have a story about failure. They actually know that falling down is a part of success. And so my challenge to you today is how many times can you fail without judging you and enjoy the journey along the way? This is where choosing for you isn't about choosing the right choice. It's about choosing the choice that feels the yummiest, like the sexiest, the funnest to you and your body. Because most often it's those choices where we're like, yes! And then we go, I can't. Oh, my family won't approve. Oh, that's not an appropriate choice. Oh, no one around me will understand. Oh, no one else in my family's ever chosen that choice. Right? Yeah. So most of us think that choice is related to fixing the past. Right? Choosing for you is about focusing on and playing with the future. Because how much fun is in your future? How much possibility? Cool. Okay, so Kirsty says, I've outcreated my story big time and I get sucked back in when I'm feeling unseen and not choosing. Well, time to change that, my friend. So what other choices could you make today to start being seen, right? What other choices? And guess what? If you feel like you're not being seen, are you willing to see you? Are you willing to acknowledge you? Are you willing to be the joy you are? Yeah. So, you guys, when you've decided you're not being seen, it's not about pointing your finger to everybody else. Guess what? When you're pointing your finger at everyone else, can you be aware of the changes you can make? No. And so it was really cool. We were just in Edmonton in Canada doing these live no judgment diet events, and there's 3 live events. They're all different. There's a taster, there's a 1-day deep dive, and then there's a 3-day with a manual. And the thing is, so I use the tools of Access Consciousness. It's an Access Consciousness specialty class, but you don't need to have any prerequisites. You don't need to have any formal training or previous training or even knowledge of Access. You can just come and receive the energy of what it would be like to start choosing for you, to start choosing for your body, to start to allow your body to create with you the future, right? And most of us have been taught that we're supposed to fix the past as if we made a wrong choice. Shruti says we can have more and more of you. Amen, baby. I missed you guys. It's been a while since I've been live. So I knew it was time. And I've got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. So if you guys know people in Paris, right, or in Europe that want to fly to Paris, we've got some amazing events in Paris coming up, all about choosing for you. So the topic in Paris is we're going to do a 1-day class about how to use your body to build your business, how to use your body to make you money, how to use your body to listen to your intuition so you can expand your business knowing, so you can make more money. So if you do have a job, you can start choosing stuff that makes you money on the side. Right? We've got a 3-day class that's all about, what's it called? It's called something about, oh man, I forget what the Paris class is called. Yeah, cool. Kirsty says, yeah, so, wow. So Kirsty says, my young son has been in a wheelchair from a car accident for 3 months and I stopped choosing for me. Yeah, so start to, on this Facebook Live, Kirsty, I bet there's a lot we could go into. What I would say, thank you. What I would say is start to make little choices. Start to ask your son, what is he choosing the wheelchair for, right? And maybe it's just because he wants your attention and he knows that he can get your attention, right? And so a lot of times when we choose pain or accidents or stuff that doesn't make any sense, it's time to ask some questions. And so, Kirsty, just start asking some questions. If you have somebody in your life that you can call and ask them to contribute to you, ask them to ask you questions. Start making small choices for you. Maybe it's taking baths at night. Maybe it's telling him that, hey, you need 1 hour a day for you and you can't help him. Right? Maybe it's just these little, my friends, it's little small choices that we make every day that make the big difference. Success isn't just an overnight thing. It happens by never giving up on what you know is possible, right? And so the 3-day live event in Paris is called Taking the Guessing Game Out of Your Future. So a lot of us are going, I don't know what this choice is going to create, right? I don't know about my business. I don't know where money's going to come from. I don't know how I'm going to quit my job. And so we're constantly feeling blind to the future. Taking the guessing game out of your future is about eliminating judgment from your universe so you can be aware of the choices that are going to create more for your future. So you can be aware of the choices that will expand. Cool. Yeah, baby. So I've chosen ESB in November. Dane's ESB classes are amazing. So I wonder what that will create for you. And that's awesome. And this is the thing, my friends. Part of this choosing for you is it doesn't matter what anyone thinks of you. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks of your choice. What matters is what you think of your choice. What matters is if it lights you up. What matters is if that choice makes you happy. What matters is if it adds energy to every area of your life. That's what matters. Okay? And so after Paris, we are headed to Sydney, Australia. So those of you down under, those of you in New Zealand, if you want to come, the live events, and I don't know what the title is, so will have to tell me. But these live events are really like I can't explain the magic that's happening. There was a woman who came to class recently, and she had been having trouble, also had a car accident, had trouble with her career, had trouble with money, had trouble with, ooh, I like that topic, right? Had trouble, cool. Had trouble, yes, oh my God, you guys are writing so much, I need to keep up. So give me a second, I'll try and catch up. So she had trouble making money. She had trouble with her job. She had all this stuff happen to her. Her body had been breaking down. She'd been in a lot of pain. She'd been kind of not choosing things for her and her body. And she wrote me this amazing message afterward and said, oh my gosh, Katherine, I'm allowing men to flirt with me. I'm allowing my sexual energy to be turned back on. I'm getting offers for jobs. I feel so much more alive, and the pain in my body has lessened. And that was 3 days after this live event. And so things that happen, they're unexplainable and they're so cool. So in Sydney, Australia, the class is called Receiving What Your Body Knows, right? Because my friends, does your body have an awareness of 50 years in the future? Okay, so if your body has an awareness of 2 years in the future, 5 years in the future, 10 years in the future, and you guys are trying to use your minds to build your business, to make you money, right? To figure out your sex life, to figure out your relationships, you're using your mind, you're literally limiting the expansiveness that your body can create with you. Okay, so again, we're doing a taster in Sydney. It's a 2-hour taster. We're doing a 1-day live event in Sydney, and then we're doing the 3-day live event. Well, the 1-day live event is massage tables and discovering how you know and what you know about energy and what you know about bodies that no one's ever taught you. And what this does is it actually gets you to be aware of what your body knows about money, what your body knows about business, what your body knows about choice, what your body knows about future, right? Consciousness, the earth, I'm just excited because what's happening in these classes, my friends, it's pretty miraculous. And I've always known it, but it's just growing. That's all I can say. Okay. So Melanie says, yeah, I'm coming. She's coming to Sydney, Australia. Can't wait. Shruti says, do you have online? So right now the live events are not online, Shruti, but we do have a 90-day online course called the No Judgment Diet with a private Facebook group. And it's amazing. Someone actually just a couple days ago bought the course, and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's changing my life. And so the online course, we can put the link in the chat. You could certainly have a look at the online course because not everyone can travel, or we aren't yet everywhere in the world, but next year we're going to India. We're hoping to get to Hungary, right? We'll do some events in the US. We might even do some events in Canada again. Sophie says it was me. I love it. And you know, my personal opinion is there's nothing like traveling and hopping on a plane to go to a class, because my friends, when you do that, that changes your life. When you register for a class, you start to receive the energy of it, right? And you start to go, ooh, class, how can you get me there? Will you contribute to money showing up? Will you contribute to making me money? Fernanda says, Mexico, sí necesito ir a Mexico. Yes, I need to go to Mexico. I would love to come to Mexico next year. So I wonder what else is possible. Leslie says these classes are amazing. You are so welcome. Shruti says, what would it take for me to travel? That's the energy of choosing for you. So one of the things, my friends, is we go, oh, but I can't do it. That's too excessive, or that's too much, or I can't afford it. Well, every time you tell yourself you can't afford something, are you choosing for you, or are you giving in to everybody else's reality? Right? Yeah, it's just crazy. And so a lot of these classes, they use the tools of Access Consciousness. And my friends, without these tools, I would not be where I am. The tools of Access have changed my life. They've changed my parenting. They've changed my body. They've changed how I function from choice, because 5+ years ago, actually 6 years ago, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was totally struggling. I was dreaming of traveling the world, but I had no idea how I would do it, because from my point of view, I couldn't afford to travel. I couldn't afford to pay for classes because my point of view was they're too expensive. I now know that investing in these classes for me changes my life on a totally different level. So those of you curious about the No Judgment Diet and the 90-day course, there's a link to the course, right? nojudgmentdiet.com/now. If you'd like to check out the course, we offer payment plans. So you don't have to come up with one large sum. You can do a payment plan. Amanda says, I'm on a Disney cruise on my honeymoon with a 21-month-old. So glad we went for it. Oh my God, I love it. Well, happy honeymoon, my darling. And we'll connect when you get back from your honeymoon. So awesome. Yeah, I never thought that I would be traveling the world with a child and facilitating classes globally. And, it all happened because I made a choice. And I made a choice to not care what anyone thought, but to choose to start a business with a 3-month-old, right? I chose to start a business when I had a 3-month-old, and I had no money, I had no backup plan, I had nothing. And this is how the journey of the No Judgment Diet and the journey of facilitating classes all around the world. So I've got a couple free events coming up that I want to tell you about that would love to have you join. We'll put the links in the chat. I'm on a radio show tomorrow with the fabulous, amazing Julia Sotis, who's a certified facilitator. We will post on my wall the information. It's at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we'll post how you can access listening to that radio show. So if you want to join us, if you want to give Julia a shout out, I don't have the information since she almost got evacuated for a hurricane today. So we'll send her and her family ease. The second event is tomorrow. I'm doing a free Zoom talking about the live events in Sydney, Australia. So you don't need to be in Sydney or Australia or New Zealand. You can be from anywhere in the world. If you want to tap in and get some of this information, some of the clearings, we're going to use the tools of Access on the Zoom. If you want to join us, you are welcome to join. We'll post a link. I know I've got lots of links for some reason. I wasn't planning on all of this, but it's free. And you can share it with anyone that you think it would contribute to. And we're going to talk about what your body knows and how your body can create money, how your body can build your business, how your body can make choices that give you more energy every day. And so I think that's it. I've got some really cool classes coming up about money. The Advanced Money Workbook with Gary Douglas. We're doing it live and it starts next week. And if any of you know about this class, and if any of you worry about money and want to create more money, this class is a game changer. Ilanka says just on time. Exactly. A maestro is always on time. So my friends, you're brilliant. I'm so grateful for you. Thanks for being here. If you feel like this conversation contributed to you, and when we finish it, you want to either share the conversation on Facebook or you want to share one of the links because you think it would contribute, there's the link for the Advanced Money Workbook. Cool. Kirsty says, I'm looking at the No Judgment Diet 90-day right now. You guys, it's a game changer. Those that have done it, cool. Roy says, thank you, Catherine. You're helping me be me. Well, that is the point, my friend, because when you're you change the world. I didn't come up with that. That's from my friend, Dr. Dane here, who's the co-founder of Access Consciousness. And he wrote a book called Being You, Changing the World. My friend Roy, look for it. If I see you in Aspen next time, I can share with you the book. But otherwise, go on Amazon or go on, accessconsciousness.com. There's a plethora of information. Leslie says major game changer 90 day. And look for October. We've got some really cool classes. I've got a class that I'm co-facilitating with someone that I call my secret weapon. Her name's Kiara Hang. She lives in Aspen. And she's my secret weapon. I won't talk about it now, but we're going to do a class. Oh, sweet. Yeah, baby. So we're going to do a class called The Game Changer. And it's how to create everything and anything you want, how to up your receiving, how to be willing to play with the energies of wealth and abundance and choosing and receiving. And this woman, holy cow, changed my life and upped the game of what I'm willing to ask for. So we're going to do a 6 Zoom call, and that's going to be mid-October. So I'm just grateful that you guys are here. Thanks for choosing. Thanks for being. Start seeing what it would be like and get curious about what choosing for you looks like. And stop worrying about what everyone else thinks. What everyone else thinks is not your problem. All that matters is what you think, and all that matters is the future that you want to create. And so, my friends, if I can do it, you can do it. So go for it. Keep being awesome. We'll see you on the flip side. Thanks for being here. Sending you all big, giant hugs, and can't wait to see you somewhere in the world. Bye for now. Mwah, mwah. You are so welcome, my friends. Oh, love you lots. See you soon. Bye-bye.